Oochie coochie diddle-umma doochie patoochie toochie diddle-um-tay. Good afternoon, me old spot of Dactuses, Dinkles and Popsy Pins, and how the devil are you? Hey, I hope you at the back, especially you, and yeah, you and all. Yeah, I hope you're well. Are you joining me here on a Sunday afternoon? We're running out on a Sunday. We're halfway through running out. We're in the process of running out. We're currently at Hilton Park Services on the M6, where I've pulled in for a 45-minute break, which is not far off now. We've done 43 minutes. Yeah. Working Sunday, what's all that about, eh? Well, the job I've got, I'm going to a place at the other side of Southampton. And it's booked in for 10:30 tomorrow morning. So they did ask me last week, they did say, do you fancy this rundown, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I'll do it, no bother. The overtime rate's not bad here for a Sunday, so I thought, why not? Now, there's two things I could have done. I could have got up at about, stayed in truck tonight. I could have gone to our yard, stopped in truck tonight, and got up about 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the bloody morning and bred on like a lunatic to get down here. Or I thought, I might as well work Sunday and just get it over with, do you know what I mean? So I came into our yard at around about just after 11 o'clock this morning, put my card in at, I think it was about 1:15 I clocked on at, put my card in. I had to faff about doing something else and then sorting my stuff out in car. So yeah, put my card in about 11:15. We set sail. I'd loaded this on Friday, but I just had a walk round, just make sure everything was still alright, it was still strapped up right and whatnot. Done my daily walk round checks and blah blah blah, and we set sail about 11:30. And it's quite surprising really how busy the motorway is on a Sunday. All the way down the M6 there's been incident after incident, and there's been a couple of bumps and shunts and accidents, and there's been a major incident at between junction 26 at Orrell and 27 at Standish northbound. Now coming down southbound we were allowed to go past it. I could already see the body bag in place, but they had put screens up to stop any traffic looking at the other side, but there was definitely someone dead. You could see white body bag out, white tarpaulin sheet over and that. So I think somebody's been dusted there, like, and I mean I don't know what's gone on. There was a tanker truck on the hard shoulder, and I think I saw one car involved as well. So there's definitely somebody dead. Sadly, do you know what I mean? Whether it's a pedestrian what's been run over, I don't know. But the latest on the on the travel updates and whatnot on the way down is it's still shut now. It'll be shut for the most of the day, but it's a sad thing really when somebody's killed like that. But they're under pressure to get that road open again, do you know what I mean? So in the next few hours, and by tomorrow morning, people going to work tomorrow morning, they'll be none the bloody wiser, do you know what I mean? It'll just be another fatality on the motorway, which it's always sad when someone passes away like that. It's always sad, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's I don't know what's gone on, but there was no real. I didn't see any cars mangled up or anything. Like a massive accident. But whether somebody's broke down and they've tried to get out and cross onto the hard shoulder, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't look good anyway. It didn't look good, but somebody's definitely dead. R.I.P. Anyhow. We just bang on 46. That'll do me nicely, thank you, please. So yeah, we're going down to the other side of Southampton. Oh, we've not flashed up with a daft. There we go. See, there we go. It doesn't let you down. Call and she shall appear. Daft. So yeah, it's one of them things. It's such a shame,
After 200
some poor
yards,
bugger are going to be getting a knock on the door. Or would have already had the knock on the door by now. But it's quite surprising. 7:35 p.m. No, I bloody won't have been pulling in before that. But it's quite surprising just how busy the roads are on a Sunday. You think, it'll be nice and quiet all the way down. It wasn't. It was, for various parts, was stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. Anyway, mirrors, because we're pulling out. I can't. There's a fridge and another unit and trailer behind us. Somebody's possibly doing a trailer swap, I think. It's so I can't see. I'm just having to look at my bottom mirror here. There's a bit of a blind spot here. But anyway, we're going to go out now. We're going to take you down the M6 I'm expecting it to be busy again down here. It's always busy down here. It's just one of them stretches, do you know what I mean? We just kind of cleared a lull in the battle, and then we come towards Hilton Park. I needed a 45 anyway. And yeah, I can already see the matrix signs out here and the 50 mile an hour and the brake lights up ahead. So it's the M6, it is what it is, do you know what I mean? Longest stretch of motorway in the UK, apparently, the M6. Anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to go down to here now. We're going to go down to junction 4. Is it 4 or 4 3/4? I'm not sure, but we're going to come off for the M42, jump onto the M40. We're going to go down the M40 and come off on the A34, and I'm going to bray on all the way down the A34, pick up the M3 and drop onto the M27 and run my way into Southampton that way. As I say, we're not booked in until 10:30 tomorrow it is, but I want to get down there tonight and get my stall set out. Some mirrors. We're now joining from the left. Signals on. You can already see it's the classic M6. No matter what time, night of day, or what day of the week you come down here, it's always the same. So the variables are out for 40. Some mirrors. Now I want to try and come across into lane 2 shortly, if I can. The reason being that once you get to junction 10, there's always a queue to come off, and junction 9's the same for Wolverhampton. It's always terrible. There's just queues to come off. I don't think they've been designed properly, the entrances and exits and entrances to the motorway and whatnot. It's always shocking. But mirrors, we're all bunched up nice and dandy, thank you please. Yeah, I didn't mind working today. It's one of them, the overtime rate's not bad, so I don't want to make a habit of it, but I do like my long distance runs, and there's no way I wanted to go and sleep in this thing tonight up at our yard, to the side of Carlisle, at Longtown, and have to get up at daft o'clock in the morning to bray on down. I thought I might as well get paid for it. I'm paid by the hour. I'll get a decent shift in just running down here tonight, get parked up, get a night out. And we'll try again tomorrow morning. Well, we'll be there practically tomorrow morning. I'm off next week. I do realise that there's a fine balance between work and family life. Do you know what I mean? I only get home 2 days a week as it is, but I'm off next week. The wife's all right with it. She knows the crack. She knows the score. And I'm looking to start saving some money up for a back garden project I've got in mind for next year. I want it all flagged. Some mirrors. Just gently offering him up. Tickling and feckling. I did do a video on the way down here, but I started out doing a video from Southwaite Services at Carlisle to Killington Lake, and I don't know if I'm going to post it or not, because I ended up going into a bit of a rant. Mirrors, just mindful. I'm going to come across now into lane 2 because there's an exit here, there's an entrance here, so people are going to be joining from the left, so they all start bunching up. That thing looks lopsided. You see it there in front of me, this gully suction thing. It looks lopsided on the left hand side, whether it's heavy or something on the left, or one of the springs is gone, or an airbag, I don't know, but it just looks like it's leaning to the left at the back. I've been quite snotty today. I've had a hay fever tablet, but I've been quite snotty all the way down here. Kind of had 4 seasons in a day on the way down as well. It's been showering all the way down through Cumbria. We've had patches of sunshine, patches of showery rain, but we're back in the sunshine again now, and or as Liam Gallagher would say, in the sunshine, and it's getting quite warm. I don't know Liam Gallagher, I've never met him. I always thought he was a bit of a bell end, to be honest, but the older he's got, I think he's mellowed out and he seems like a decent chap now. But I bet multi-millionaire rock and roll pop star, well, rock and roll star Liam Gallagher won't give the slightest hoot about what I think, you know what I mean? There you go. Sunshine! Queuing in traffic on a Sunday. The thing is though, you think the motorways are going to be empty on a Sunday. I think Saturday would probably be your best bet for running on the motorway in a truck. Because Sunday, let's not forget, if people have been away for the weekend, the time now is 4:15. They're all coming home. You know what I mean? They're all going home, heading back to get back in the rat race tomorrow. Now I'm trying to keep a little bit of a gap between myself and this, whatever this is in front of me, this Class 2 gully suction wagon. But it's quite frustrating because you always get someone what'll see that slight gap and think, oh, I'll get in there, that lane seems to be running faster. So I don't think there's been any accident in particular here. I think it's just a volume of traffic, and it's always crap here. Between junctions 10 and 6 on the M6, both north and south, it's crap, it's rubbish. This tablet, I've mentioned before, it's you get all your jobs on that, you communicate with the office through it. But it also, when you accept a job, gives you the option to drive to. You press drive to and it turns into a Tom-Ti-Tom Twaticus Navicus. So according to El Twaticus Navicus, I'm going to get there at 25 to 8 tonight to where I'm going. I'll be pulled up before then. Well, we've got another 4.5 hours to run, which is not going to take me another 4.5 hours. As I say, I could have gone down, there's a couple of options I could have gone really, a couple of ways I could have gone, but the way I know and the way I'm used to going, when I worked for the Green and White Army, to go down this neck of the woods would always be down Thingamajiggy where I'm going, the M40, the A34, come off for the M3, jump on the 27. The other way would be the M5, come off at junction 18, run it down the M5 and go in bloody diddly dido. But we'll just keep on this. Once we get past junction 6, we should be alright. So I hope you've all had a good weekend. I've had a short weekend. I mean, I got finished at a reasonable time on Friday. I got this loaded at the other side of Glasgow on Friday. I ran back to the yard. I was done and dusted and on my way home for 2 o'clock Friday. But I knew I was working today, so it was our anniversary on Friday, the wife and I. But we went out to celebrate it last night. We didn't get pissed. We did a couple of drinks, had 3 pints of Guinness last night and a good feed at this restaurant in Carlisle. And we were home we went out, well, we were booked into the restaurant at 5:30, so we went out, I think it was about 3:45, walked it into town. We were back home for 9:30. I was in bed for 10. I don't know what went wrong, I used to be so rock and roll, do you know what I mean? We're gone are the days of stopping out till 2 o'clock in the morning and that. It just doesn't interest me anymore, do you know what I mean? It just doesn't. And when we was leaving Carlisle, we saw all the people in and out of Carlisle. Most of them were youngsters up the city centre. But there was the odd straggler what was like my age and above. There's nothing, for me, there's nothing worse than seeing a bloke in his late 40s or 50s at 9 o'clock at night, pissed, with a 10 bob sway on, still thinking he's 21. Hello, ladies, like the oldest swinger in town. You just think, you look a bit pathetic. Just get in a local pub up your neck of woods and go home. Well, who am I to say that? Who am I to say that? I almost feel sorry for them in a way, because I think, you're bladdered now, you're vulnerable, you're on your own. Come fucking midnight, anybody could roll you over and clean you, empty your back pockets out, like, you know what I mean? But, hey, leave them to it. It's their life, their business. I don't think I could stay out that long anymore. I think the hangover in the morning would finish me off and crucify me. Yeah, there's definitely a lean on the left-hand side at the back end, the arse end of this thing in front of me. Maybe it's just the weight of the boom arm, I don't know, but it doesn't look right. So we're away next week, as I say, with a week off. So it is what it is. This will be the start of week 11 for me at this place now. I've kind of settled into the job. I'm kind of enjoying it. I've kind of settled in. I've got used to it. I've always said all along, if you start a new job, you've got to give it at least 3 months before you settle in, you know what I mean, and get used to it and that, and find out whether it's for you or not. Well, it's coming up on 3 months now. That's whack something there, all bonnets stoved in on it. There's no other vehicles involved, but it's on her shoulder. It's clipped somewhere. It's made a mess. Yeah, it's just been one incident after t'other all the way down here. Well, the worst one being between junctions 26 and 27, Orrell to Standish, Wigan. It didn't look good. Somebody were dead under that tarpaulin line. Some mirrors. We are still in a variable. It was 40 back there. We'll just hold it back at 40. I think it's gone up to 50 now, but we'll just hold it back, just mindful, because they are active, these cameras on here. Yeah, it's still showing 40. We like this all the way down, stop start now to junction 6, really. I just don't think these junctions have been designed properly. But here's my main concern now, is trying to keep this gap here now between me and this thing in front, and it's somebody will pull straight in it, you don't need bother. They get a chance and they spy it, they just think, oh, we'll have that, we'll pull in. Now that looks level there, maybe my eyes are wonky, I don't know, but that now looks level, it looks alright. Maybe just the camera of the road or something, or the registration plate looks a bit skew with, I don't know. Bumping road, oh! Feel every bump in these daffs. Just mindful, backing him off. There you go, pal. Nice control stop. That's some suction. I can't get my words out today. Let me just put my teeth back in. Hang on. There you go. That's some suction hose on that bloody thing. I bet that could definitely suck a golf ball through a garden hose. There's a white car just darted from lane 3 across to lane 1 in front of that one in front, like so. This is the thing now. This is where I'm mindful. I can't be braying on the gas to keep with this one in front of me, because as soon as I do, somebody will come into this gap and it'll be a nightmare stopping. I'll have to slam on, and I don't want to do that. Just backing him off. But it's people what realise, oh, actually this is junction 10 I want on here, and they, without any thought of consideration, they just pull in front here. There's a Subaru at the side of us here, a 52 plate, that's blooming old. You don't see many of them things knocking about these days. They were all the rage at one point, but I think they've kind of died off a bit. They used to be fast, they probably still are fast, but yeah, they were all the rage, the Subaru Imprezas. You don't see many of them now. What you do see are old ones. I don't know whether they still make them or not. They kind of got outshone by the Mitsubishi Evo, didn't they? Evolution. I remember watching one of them fly on the wall police documentary things. It was great in Manchester, the car squad guys, and they were in an unmarked Subaru Impreza, and they come up against this Mitsubishi to the side of Bolton somewhere, and it left them stood still. It was as if it had pulled off at lights and they just left the handbrake on. They tried chasing it, they'd no chance. It left them for dead. By the time they actually caught up with it, the people in it had parked it up, locked it, and run off about 6 miles away. Never to be seen again. to get as far down as we can tonight. Set our stall out for the morning. I don't know where I'm going to park yet. Well, you won't know where I'm going to park anyway. I haven't decided where I'm going to park yet. I've got one or two places in mind. I wouldn't say I know the area like the back of my hand, but I'm familiar with Southampton and the surrounding areas when I was on with Jenkins, you see. I've been about a bit with Jenkins, so I'm familiar with certain places. So I have got a couple of places in mind, but that's a few hours away. We're not decided yet. So mirrors coming into 60 mile an hour now. Just mindful this one's just come out into lane 2. Back into open speed limit, mirrors. Sign's still out for, I think it's a 50. It was 60 back there. I think it's still, no, it's still a 60 actually. Yeah, you think it's nice and easy on a motorway on a Sunday. It's not. If anything, it's more busy on a Sunday, especially this motorway, the M6. Everybody's been away for weekends or out for day. R4, they're all coming back now. Tea, bath and bed, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm not sure if it's still half term or not, so if it's not, kids will be back at school tomorrow, so we're breaking up ahead, mirrors. There's joins in the road are bumpy. If it's half term's finished, then all kids will be back at school tomorrow. It's literally home, tea, bath and bed. Feel every bumpy road on this gaff. It's not sexy. Plus we are going over a bridge as well. Big concrete building. They're not the smoothest of joins in the road either. Going over another big bridge now. Have we come over Spaghetti Junction or are we coming up towards it? I can't find out. Mirrors. It's not very smooth, the motorway anymore. Everywhere's in shit state, you know what I mean? Everywhere's in shit state and patched to death. Some mirrors. There's one right outside me now, reading me blind spots. Some mirrors, just mindful.
After 800 yards, keep left.
I ain't gonna go left, that's trying to tell me. That's trying to take me onto the M5. I ain't going that way.
Keep left.
Mirrors. We're going to come back into lane 1 now. Mirrors. Beautiful day now weather-wise. It's cleared right up. If I go the M5 way, it'll probably try and bring me off and take me over Burnley. And I don't want to go up Burnley with this thing not fully loaded. Plus I just think it'll be a bit of a longer way around than a ball ache, so I'm going the way I'm going. Yeah, if I run down the M5, it'll try and fetch me off and take me over Burnley to the side of Swindon. Which I've no problem with Burnley, I've done it loads of times. I've delivered fertiliser to farms and everything going over Burnley. No issue. I'd rather go this way as I'm giving the now. The new! Aye, the new. Okay, the new pal. I do apologise to anyone from Pontefract. That was a dreadful rendition of your accent. So I've got a warning like keep flashing up on this for the lane departure warning. I think the sensor's faulty. It did start happening on the way down. I think the sensor might be faulty on it. After defect that after. But it's nothing can get done about it today, so mirrors just mindful. There's one overtaking me, one joining here. Just mindful, keeping an eye on it. It's going to have to back off because that white one was overtaking. I couldn't go anywhere. And as much as I do like to move over for them when they're joining the motorway, it's not set in stone and law that I have to. I think the highway code says it's up to you to adjust your speed accordingly to join that motorway. It's not up to traffic what's already on to move over and let you on. I always try to move over if I can. If there's something passing me, it's every man for himself, isn't it? Mirrors, mindful, there's nothing in lane 2 now, just mindful what's coming down here. These three are going to get on before us, mirrors. This one's panicking in front, he's just braking. Mirrors, just back him off. Mirrors, backing him off again. Mirrors, catching this thing now. Rapid. Whereas I'm going to come out into lane 2 just after this one passes me here. Just after Bummerwood passes me. This thing's just meandering in lane 1. Now we've got a lane hogger here, taxi man, in lane 2. This taxi's going to stuff us up here, it's just meandering in lane 2. That was meandering, it's now speeding up in lane 1. I don't want to get too close to this taxi. I'm going to try and back him off. The trouble is, if I come back across into lane 1, I'm going to end up undertaking it. Well, there's two of them, they're both just meandering. The one in front's meandering as well. They kind of just get in lane 2 and just sit there hogging it at 50 mile an hour. Thinking that they are the safest drivers in the world. So this one's coming past me in lane 1 now. Some mirrors. Mirrors. We're going to come back into lane 1. I can't sit out in lane 2 all day. Yeah, that taxi's just going to sit there in lane 2 forever. Really getting any progress here. I'm sat idling at 50 mile an hour, just under 50 mile an hour, but I can't do anything about it because as soon as I go into lane 2 I'm knocking on back door and taxi and it won't move. Come back into lane 1 and there's meandering forking lane 1. What I'm kind of hoping for is the one in front of this white car, there's an old BMW, that again is meandering slowly. So I'm hoping, I mean I can do 60 mile an hour according to these gantry signs, I'm sat at 50. I can't go in lane 3. I'm hoping if we can get this meanderer out at road, 2 in front, which now 3 in front's a meanderer as well. We can get them out at road, we can just put our foot down, get back on the gas, and we can just roll past everyone. Because as far as I'm aware, it's not undertaking if you're going with the flow of traffic and you're already in that lane, do you know what I mean? The taxi seems to have put his foot down now. Something or someone seems to be giving him a kick up the arse. Mirrors, mindful. This one in lane 1 now, 2 in front's going to be causing us problems. Because the white car's meandering at the back of it. Mirrors, one overtaking me. We need to change lanes anyway because that's going off for the A38 or whatever. So mirrors. Now 2 in front, that's from lane 1. Just mindful of this meander now in lane 1 because you'll always get one what thinks, oh Christ, I shouldn't be on this lane and he'd come off. Or one what's passing me now might think that they need off.
After 800 yards, keep right.
mindful. I'm going to get past this meander now.
Keep right.
It's a bonny car, it's an old one, but it's a bonny car. That's junction 6, the A38M. I used to go to the recycling centre, Landor Street, regular. I know that very well. That's a peculiar exit too, because when you're flying on down there, you come to that S bend there, and you've got to be just at right speed. Spaghetti junction, or else it will throw it. It's deceiving. Throw you out of it. Some mirrors. The entry signs are still out for 60 mirrors. Just mindful of all this now, joining front left, and we've got meanders still. And then we're going to be lane 2 of 3 now. Mirrors. Now ideally this thing now, what was in front of us before, this little Fiat, needs to be getting over into lane 3 and passing that. But they won't, they'll just sit there and back up. Mirrors. Car towing a trailer, a box trailer. It needs to come across. Go on, lad. No indicator. You just crack on. Do what they want, pal. Do what they want, eh, lad. Some mirrors. Mindful of this thing now. It might decide it wants past it, so we're just mindful of this pulling out on us. What's in lane 1? 67 plate high Hyundai. Bonny little car. Looks like a little butty van or something. It's crazy small. Get past it. Mirrors. I'm going to stay out in lane 2 because I'm now passing this white BM. It passed us before. Mirrors. I don't know why. I mean, I'm doing 55. I'm on limiter. This thing's probably doing about 55 and a buck's dick. And I don't know why they do that. Just get on, you know what I mean? You don't have to go hell for leather, but just sit. If you're going to sit meandering, sit at 65, then you're not in the way of trucks, innit? Some mirrors, backing him off, we're braking up ahead, 4 in front's braking. Orange one's come across from lane 1. Mirrors. Can't come back into lane 1 yet because there's a car on the inside now. He's put his foot down meander, he's obviously been listening to us. He must have tuned into Bluetooth or something. Now he's backing off again. Mindful now, this thing's come out, it's going to pull out on me, this thing. I'm expecting it. Mindful, it's coming up to BM, it's closing up on it. Mirrors, we're braking 5 in front, 4 in front's braking, 3, 2, 1. This is a domino effect now. Mirrors, we're ready for them. Just mindful where this white one's gone. It's now in blind spots, coming back out again. We're going to be coming off in a bit onto the Hadley Fidey Feedy 4. You know what I mean, to the side of yonder. Some mirrors. We're going to want to back across into lane 1 shortly. Just mindful now, this little box trailer's coming back past us. Mirrors, I'm going to put a signal on now. I want back across into lane 1. Skip wagon's letting me in. Just thank the man, thanking you, sir. Mirrors, I don't want my arse end sticking out, so I'm just gonna put it across here. I don't want to be blocking lane 2, you see. We're coming off in a minute for the M42, M40. Sheer volume of traffic on roads at the moment is unbelievable. You know, you think for a Sunday it'd be lovely. It's crap. No, if this thing here is a butty van, then it's probably the smallest butty van I've ever seen. It'll do the job though, if it's getting a decent griddle in it and a fryer, it'll do the bloody job. Bottle of Calagas and some bacon and sausage on, job's a good one. Freshly cooked birm cakes, oh aye. Bit of brown sauce on, pepper on theg, sunny side up, job's a good one, lad. So yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to publish that video or not. I might just publish it, the one I've done already today, because I did end up having a bit. I was going off on one really, going on about doing vlogging videos and truck vlogging in general per se and that. And it might seem as if I had a bit of a rant, but here I'm just honest, and what you see is what you get. So I might have a quick flick through it later on tonight when I'm bored out my tits and doing nothing, and I might publish it. Basically what I was saying in a nutshell was, regarding truck vlogging, I've said it many times, I am a truck driver first and foremost, not a truck vlogger. The truck vlogging and making videos does not pay my wages. Driving this truck from A to B with a load on its back pays my wages. And I'm not having a go at other vloggers, but there's quite a few, in my opinion, that seem to forget that. They seem to think that because they've got a YouTube channel, it automatically gives them the right and the permission to film and do whatever they want when they're out on the road in the truck. I disagree with that. I don't think they can do whatever they want. I don't think they should be able to think that they can do whatever they want, because I'll tell you for why. It is not their truck. They do not own that truck. The company owns the truck. The company I'm working for owns this truck, not me. It is not my name on the doors and above the outside there. It belongs to the company. I am here to do a job on behalf of this company that's employing me. I am not here to make videos. So when you get people going on sites and thinking they can film this and film that, and then all of a sudden they get told by the company you can't vlog anymore, they start spitting dummy out. I'm changing jobs, load of shit this, I'm going elsewhere. I'm not having a go at anybody, I'm just saying. They start saying, I'm going to change jobs, and people in the comment section start saying, yeah, fuck them, you tell them, pal, you can do what you want. You're in your own time, you're not in your own time. I am in work's time now. I'm driving this vehicle, the wheels are turning, I'm in work's time. So my company, when I took this job, they knew about the vlogging side of things and they was happy with it. They said, you know, you crack on, as long as you don't take the piss and just watch what you're filming, you crack on. No bother at all. However, they would be quite within their rights to tell me, right Barry, we don't want you filming anymore, pal. Not during our time. We don't mind you filming of a night time when the engine's switched off, but we don't want you filming anymore. And I couldn't say anything. I couldn't argue with them, because it's their lorry, it's their diesel I'm using. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't go spitting me dummy out and say I'm leaving, fuck them. If I like the job, and I do like this job at the moment, it's going quite alright. Mirrors, we're coming off here. We'll just stay in this lane. I do like this job and it's going alright, and it's just coming up to 3 months now, so I'm pretty almost certain I'm going to be staying here unless something changes. They seem to be happy with me and I'm happy with the job at the moment. There's a few little issues I've got with some of the sites I go to, but it's nothing to do with the company I'm working for. They're spot on. The planning office is spot on here, the guys are spot on, everybody I've met's pretty much spot on. I've no doubt there'll be a few fucking knobheads, it's the same everywhere. Some people may think I'm a knobhead, just mirrors, mindful. Tell you these people realise that they want off, so they just come off. But the company's spot on. Some of the building sites I go to I'm not particularly happy with, because most of the time the staff are lovely and they treat you with respect when you go onto sites, but you do get people what talk to you like shit, and they're not very nice, and you've got to bite your lip and just kind of disregard it. I'm staying in this lane because we're coming off for the M42 South. Now I know you can stay in this lane, in lane 1, and it comes off at the last minute onto the M42 South, but
after 800
it's sometimes
yards,
a dangerous
keep
move,
right,
that, because something will sit
then
right
take the
alongside of you and
motorway.
just try and cut in when they think they're missing the junction. So this is the right lane for the M42 South, even though you can sit in that lane on the
Then
left hand side
take the motorway.
on the M42 North, and it'll still spit you out onto this lane what we're on now. But I've seen it done before where somebody what's sat in this lane I'm on now realise last minute, oh shit, I need a cross, and they'll try and cut in front of you thinking that you're coming off to the left, you see, and when they realise you're not, it's potential to cause accident. But anyway, getting back to it, I think some people forget that they are actually working for a company. They're not their own boss, they can't do what they want, and driving this truck is the bread and butter and pays the wages. Yes, you can make a few quid on advertisements on your channel and that if you've got a few thousand subscribers, but making videos to please total strangers online is not what you're employed to do. Driving the truck from A to B, making deliveries and getting the job done is what you're employed to do. So any company are quite within their own rights to tell you that during working time you are not allowed to make videos. Quite rightly so. Whether you agree with it or not, they are within their rights because they are paying your wages. So the company I'm working for could quite possibly in the future say, right Barry, we don't want you doing it anymore. And I would have to say, yeah, that's no bother, thanks very much, I'll stop doing them. Whether I choose to leave and go somewhere else is another matter. But I couldn't argue with it, and even whether it's other drivers what's reported, yeah, and it's happened to me when I was at Jenkins, other drivers nastiness and jealous and that. But you've got to accept it, do you know what I mean? And I'm sorry to say it, I don't mean to just mirrors mindful, just back him off. There's one here outside of me, we are joining from the left. This thing's not getting its foot down. We'll have to back him off a little touch. We're now on. I'm sorry to say it, and I don't mean to cause controversy or kicking off with anybody or causing YouTube wars, but some people, once they've got a few thousand subscribers on YouTube, think that they can do what they want. And it comes as a shock to them when they get reined in by their employers and told, no, you can't do what you want, it's our fucking truck. Hey, that's just my opinion, do you know what I mean? Opinions are like arseholes, we all have one, don't they? So I probably now won't post the first video because I've pretty much said everything about what I was saying in this video now. So mirrors. No, I don't make any money off YouTube anyway, so it's not in my interest to promote my own videos. And please subscribe, and please share, and please do this, and please kiss me ass, yes thank you, and all that crap. I don't give a toss. I just press record, set sail, and then publish when I've stopped. Put it on YouTube and I just forget about it. But I don't get paid for making videos, I get paid for driving this truck. This truck is my priority. This truck, driving this truck is paying my mortgage. Making videos to entertain strangers online is not. Although I enjoy making videos to entertain strangers online, don't get me wrong, I do. But it's not my bread and butter, it's not the be all and end all for me, some mirrors. Just mindful, again we've got a meanderer in lane 1. I'm sat at 50 miles an hour, I need past it. But lane 2 and 3 are very busy, mirrors. I don't know why they sit meandering like this. And you end up the arse and get criticised for it. If you slow down anymore, you've lost all progress. Now it's speeding up now as I walk past. The mind boggles, it's speeding up now. If you slow down too much, you'd end up sat at 40 mile an hour. Now I'm struggling to get past it now, it's sped up. I think it's coming off, that's why it's meandering, it's coming off there. So mirrors, it's now off on the slip road. Just mirrors, we'll double check it is definitely coming off. We'll come back into lane 1. Now we've got another potential meanderer here up in front of us. Yeah, I don't get why they sit at 50, between 50 and 55 mile an hour. Trucks can only go on limit of 56, some 57, 58. But if you want to sit meandering, put your foot down to 60 mile an hour, sit at 60 or 65, sit at 65. You can hog the middle lane all you want for me, even though it's wrong, but you're not going to get tangled up with me. If you're sitting between 50 and 53 mile an hour, you're going to get swamped by wagons, basically, by trucks. I think we might put him into Warwick services and set her out of it. Shadow a stinking pig and poo, we're coming into a 50 zone. 50 mile an hour is the limit. Diddly diddly do, we're in it. Stinking rotten swine and shoe. There's a meanderer causing me problems in front now. I don't know whether that class 2 suction gully thingy has changed its colours or whether it's a chameleon. But that was a blue one before, there's now a red one too in front. All that about. So again, there's no point me coming over sitting in lane 2 because I'm just going to be sat up this coach's arse and I can't see what's in front of it even behind it. I can see what's in front of it now. There's a steady flow of traffic. We're in a temporary 50. This meanderer's cutting me down to 45 mile an hour here now. Same with the coach is having the same problem. There's a meanderer in front of the coach sat at 45. Busy, just sheer volume of traffic everywhere. We're going to be coming off in a minute anyway for the M40. So mirrors, there's a car sat right inside of me in a Volvo. I can't come out into lane 2. Again, I'd get no progress sitting out into lane 2 because the traffic's running slow in lane 2. Pretty much on par with what we're running. So mirrors. No point me coming out into lane 2, I won't get past anything, I'll just be sat, meandering, idling. Mirrors, there's now a lull in the back and a gap. Do we come across into lane 2, or is this one going to speed up in lane 1? I think it is doing. Mirrors. Still in a temporary 50. Mirrors. No point me coming out into lane 2 because again I'm not going to get any progress. That Volvo's sat at side of this one in front now. So we're not going to get any progress. Queue after junction, signs out there, so that nice. Right, we seem to be moving. Let's get back on the gas. Mirrors. We are going to be coming off shortly for the M40. Signposted for Solihull. Mirrors, we're braking up in front. 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 braking up in front. Oh, we're one off in lane 2 now, doing meander. Miss seeing you. It's a Honda Jazz. Nice. We're braking. Heavy traffic joining from left as well. Dark patch of cloud there, it might put a shower down. We were forecast to have a big storm at the weekend over in Cumbria, but well, it was yellow warnings all the way down from Glasgow, but I didn't see any of it. Oh, we're braking. Mirrors. See, I don't want to be too close to this because I can't see what's in front of it now. Yeah, I didn't mean to sound like I was having a rant before at YouTube vloggers and stuff like that, but you've just got to remember that it's, you know, you're not getting paid. You might get some money off YouTube if you're running ads on your channel, but without doing your proper job, without being in the truck and doing the truck driving, you wouldn't have a channel to run. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't have a channel to run. So I think you've just got to be mindful that you can't film everything, but the amount of people now what's coming into this industry and all they want to do straight away is start vlogging, start documenting everything of the journey. My journey so far HGV driving, it's like, who gives a fuck? I'm sorry, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, it might sound that way, but I think there's certain people, I'm not going to mention any names, but there's certain people now coming into this industry and all they want to do is make a name for themselves as an online social media influencer rather than being a truck driver. Do you know what I mean? They're more interested in making fucking videos than doing the job. And that's because they've seen older truck vloggers doing it, what's been doing it for a few years, and they've been inspired by them but got the wrong impressions because they think the industry's all fluffy. It's not. This job's not sexy. It's long days, long hours. Jobs like this where you're having to give a Sunday up. Yes, I'm getting paid for it, but my wife's sat at fucking home on her own. Now, she'll see me all next week because we're off next week anyway. You know, it's unsociable hours, long days, shitty, horrible weather conditions. It's not sexy, but I love it. I do. I love it. I enjoy driving this truck. I was going to say I enjoy the freedom of being a truck driver, but I'm not free to do what I want. I am employed by a company and I am representing that company when I go on sites with this truck, and also when I'm out on the road to other bloody road users. So I can't just do what I want and please myself. But I do enjoy driving this truck. I do enjoy truck driving. I mean, I know that there's people what's been in this industry a lot longer than me. And there's quite a lot of fellas and ladies out there. There's a lot of women truck drivers now. And there always has been quite a few women truck drivers. And there'll be a lot of drivers what have gone more miles in reverse than I will ever do going forwards and been at it a lot longer than me. But I'm not a bad driver. I can hold my own. I'm no novice anymore. I'm experienced enough to know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. Every day's still a school day, don't get me wrong, and it always will be. But there are people that I've noticed coming into truck driving now, passing the tests on HGVs, and all they want to do straight away is start trying to make a name for themselves on YouTube and TikTok and other social media platforms, rather than actually learning how to do the fucking job and drive the truck first. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think them sort of people will last long in an industry like this. I really don't. I genuinely don't. As long as I'm still fit enough to pass the medicals, I can't see me doing anything else now till I retire. Because it pays well. And I couldn't go back to doing factory jobs. I've done factory jobs in the past. I've done all kinds of shitty jobs, mate. I've done loads. I couldn't go back to working for the window cleaning company on a pittance. I really couldn't. But to get the good money that I'm on, you've got to put the hours in. Nobody will give you anything for free. You know, some people want to come in and do a 39-hour week for £1,000 a week, and they want to be home doing 8 hours working fucking home every night. It doesn't work that way. Mirrors. We need to be coming across into lane 2. Or off the hard shoulder. Because this hard shoulder is now going to be coming off and spitting us on the A30. A30 forward. A30 forward, I tell me. We want the M40. We want the A34 further on, but not yet. Yes, I don't think I'm having a rant. I'm just making an observation as I see it. It's just my 2 pence worth. You know, just my 2 pence for what it's worth. Everybody seems to have an opinion on my videos and, you know, want to tell me what they think I'm doing wrong and what I could do better. So it's just me having an opinion on truck vlogging in general. I don't want to cause offence to anybody, nor a gate post either for that matter. And I don't want YouTube wars with anyone. I've had a couple of little tiffs with the big fella. Hello Luke, say in a HGV if you're watching. Well, I know you're watching, I know you watch my videos. You won't admit it, but you do watch my videos. I've never met Luke, but if I did ever meet him, I would buy him a coffee. So you can hold me to this, Luke, if you watch, when you watch this video, because you will watch it. You watch all my stuff. I know you do. Because you pop up in the comment sections every now and again when somebody mentions your name, so I know you troll through my videos. Now, if I do ever meet Luke, I'll buy you a coffee and we'll have a good chat. I'll shake your hand, I'll buy you a coffee, we'll have a chat. No bother at all. I've no issues with Luke. I've wound him up in the past on purpose, fucking right I have, because he was too easy to bite. But yeah, I've wound him up a couple of times in the past, purposely. Because I knew he'd bite. I've no issues with the guy, I've nothing against him, but I know he did a video a few weeks ago. I didn't watch it all, I just fast flicked onto the... I don't tend to sit and watch truck vloggers, I'll be honest with you, I don't. There is one guy I follow Jenko.
Now then, there's lovely. Yes, and me and Mrs. Jenko, we're going down the road and we're doing this and we're doing that, and I do apologise for anyone from Pop to Ping, because that's a dreadful rendition of your accent. There's lovely.
But I like Jenko. He's my kind of guy. He's like a steady Eddie, isn't he? But even he's had an issue recently where he's been told to pack in vlogging. So he's spat dummy out and gone to another company. Fair play to him, it's his life. But yeah, the big fella, Lukey boy, had an issue a few weeks ago where I think he wasn't allowed to film inside B&M Bargains. So what did he do? He went and stood outside and filmed from the outside and put it all over internet saying you can't stop me from filming outside. And he got the complaints, and then he had to remove the video, bless him. He had to remove the video and then felt the need to come on and give a pathetic, lame excuse and an apology the day after, grovelling. Oh, I don't want to upset my bosses. Oh, Harry and Sons are brilliant to me. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused. Not having a go at you, Luke, lad. I'm not trying to wind you up either. It's just my opinion, this. But you did that and just made yourself look a dick, to be honest, by having to remove the fucking thing and then coming back on morning after, apologising to everybody. Whereas again, it goes back to what I said before. I think some people, once they get a few thousand subscribers, they kind of have that attitude and mentality, fuck 'em, I can do what I want. You can't do what you want, because it's not your truck, it's not your wagon. It's the company's wagon, it's the company's diesel that you're using, and without the truck, you wouldn't have the content and the subscribers to make money off YouTube. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, innit? Do you know what I mean? Well, no, I'm not having a go at Luke. When you watch this, pal, I'm not having a go at you in any way, shape or form. I'm not. You're probably a nice lad. You're a young fella. You've got a young family. You've got a mortgage. Fair play to you. Do you know what I mean? You've got responsibilities now, and you need to make as much money as you can, because I believe that mortgage you've got will not be bloody cheap, mate. So every credit to you. But just remember, it's not your truck. It's the company's truck, and you know you've got to watch what you're putting on. Guy's been doing. He's got a lot more subscribers than me. He's not been on YouTube as long as me. I've been on and off YouTube like a frigging yo-yo, me, for the last 12 years. But he's running a steady Eddie successful little channel, or so he says, where he's making money off the ads. But no, you can't just do as you want to do as you please. You've got to toe the line. I've got to toe the line, of course I have. I can't just drive this thing and do what the heck I want. But with me, what you'll always get is my honest views and opinions. I don't beat about the bush, I say it as it fucking is. And yes, I swear, of course I swear. But then, I'm not aiming these videos at kids. I'm not aiming these videos at kids on computer games, so I don't have to be all PC and all that shit, you know what I mean? It's what you see is what you get. You either like it or you don't. I don't force anybody to watch this content. I don't say, please share my videos, please like and subscribe. I couldn't give a toss if you like and subscribe them or not. I need to be coming over into lane 1 because the M40 is coming up. Mirrors. Got a signal on. There's a Bartram's truck at the side of me, so if I can get forward, he might let me in. Which he is doing. Because he's put his signal on, he wants into lane 2. So he's just seen that as a nice result for him. And I've just seen it as a nice result for me. He wants in lane 2. And I want where he was. It's worked out fine, hasn't it? And there he goes. www.bartrams.com, warehousing and distribution. Again, that's another thing now. You know, you're driving the truck, the name of the company, the website of the company, the telephone number is all over the fucking plastered all over the truck. So if you start doing anything wrong and pissing people off or cutting in on folk, and they'll think nothing of reporting you and try and get you sacked. You know what I mean? Society's full of bastards. What don't give a shit. They have no concern or conscience about reporting you and getting you done. All they think is, I'm going to get him sacked. Oh, there's been a big incident here. As usual, we're all slowing down to have a look at it. There's a big incident on that side of the motorway. I don't know whether it's, I think it's an accident. But we're all slowing down on this side to revel and look at somebody else's, you know, out of morbid curiosity. Everybody on this side slowing down to look at somebody else's misfortune. I don't know what it is about the human species, but we seem to do that. You know, they seem to slow down to gawk and look at, oh my god, look, there's been an accident, Maureen, Maureen, there's no bumper left on. It's just like, mind your business and get on. There's a 3-car pile-up. The ambulances are in attendance. There's people out with kids. That's why they're all panicking, I think. And there's one woman with a towel on her head, but there's nobody injured. Now, why we all had to slow down for that? They have to slow down on that side because they've got to get past it. But why the hell do we all have to slow down for that? Look at somebody else gawping. Oh, Maureen, look, she's got a tea towel round her bloody head, see? No ice inside. Why do we have to slow down for that? Why can we not just get fucking going? It's annoying. There's no need for us to all slow down and gawp at somebody else's misfortune, is there? Well, we're moving now, we're steady away, we're steady headed. But it happens everywhere you go, on every motorway, every time there's a bumper and accident, especially when blue flashing lights are there, we all slow down on the other side and have a look. Why? I've no idea. Sorry, I wasn't answering my own question. We're steady away again now. So yeah, I'm going to run you down to Warwick services on the M40. We'll quickly pull in. I ain't stopping. I'm going to pull in, stop this video, and then I'm going to get straight back going again. So I want to get some progress down towards Southampton. I'll publish this later on when I get parked up for me.
Keep left.
I haven't decided where I'm going to park yet, but it won't be a services, put it that way. Or I might publish it tomorrow morning, I don't know. So mirrors, we're going to come across into lane now 1 of 2. Look at that, steady away, on we go. Progress. Still in a 50. Mirrors. Yeah, it's been nothing but incident after incident on motorway all the way down. Accidents, bumps, scrapes, bangs. It's shocking. Someday driving's not sexy. Mirrors, we're now joining from the left. Quite heavy traffic. Mirrors. 2's moving over for us. We're going to signal on now. We're coming straight into lane 1. This white car's already moved over for us. As 2 has a truck. Mirrors braking up ahead. 12 miles to Warwick. So we should be coming up to Warwick services in a bit. And we'll call it a day there. Mirrors. 16 mile off Warwick services. All going on. It's a Kalina, what pulled out to let us in. Kalina Stabarto. Mirrors quite heavy. Just mindful, I don't want to close up too much on this blue car in front. I can't come out into lane 2 because Kalina's outside of me won't let me out onto the motorway in the first place. So I'm going to wait till him or her has gone past me, then I can come out into lane 2. I have a feeling, no, it's coming right. I thought this blue car was going to want off here. Some mirrors. Blue car's now cracking on, getting some progress. Just mindful. Still in a 50. Mirrors. Just back him off. Just approaching 50. Currently sat at about, I'm trying to sit between 45 and 48. Focusing more on the 48. Yeah, I do like Trucker Jenko, I do. I've never met the man, Martin Toodles. I've never met him, but seems alright. Seems like my kind of fella. I wouldn't want to go out on a date with him or swap spit in the shower, but he seems like my kind of fella. I did used to watch the other young fella as well, Scott Andrews, but I've not watched any of his stuff for a while now. Sometimes the last thing I want to do when I get parked up at night time after driving all day is watch another guy driving all day. Do you know what I mean? That makes sense. Mirrors coming out. Hopefully get past Stoner. Hopefully get past Stobbart's Galena. Just mindful now because there's one on hard shoulder setting off. Just mindful. I'm committed now. It's going to pull out in front of Galena. But thankfully it got its speed up before it did it. This one here, isn't it? Yeah, the last thing I want to do when I get parked up overnight after driving all day is watching someone else on YouTube drive a truck all day. But if I'm going to watch any of them, it would be Martin, and Claire. I've never watched these misses like. But hey, but yeah, I do like Martin. I do like Jenko. He seems like a nice guy. Again, he's probably been driving for a long time. He's probably done more miles in reverse than I'll ever do going forwards. But out of a lot of them, he's my kind of guy. Two ice cream vans there. Time now is just coming up to 20 past 5, so we put our card in at 11:15, so we've done a few hours so far. We should get another couple of hours out of this and get down to somewhere reasonable. Hopefully just before where we're going. But I won't be coming off, I won't be staying at the services tonight. I don't want to. Although you probably get a decent night's sleep in a good parking spot because there's only Cactus Jack flip-flop men, foreigners what's knocking about on weekends, or some 4-on-4 off lads. But them foreigners, you know, you get parked up next to them, they're all lovely with you, they're my kind of people, they're all great, you can't understand a fucking word each other's saying, but they look out for you. And if they're having a ginganguli and all barbecuing, they'll make you feel welcome, they'll put a plate out for you, do you know what I mean? No, they'll welcome you at the table, put it that way. They're good people. Let's face it, they're only trying to earn money to keep a roof over their heads and feed their families, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? They've all got lives and wives and children just like everyone else has over here. I've got a wife, I've no children. I've got 2 dogs, they're my children. Wife's lad's grown up, he's flown the nest, he's long since moved out. Actually, he's 30-year-old. He's not lived at home since he was about fucking 18. Some mirrors, there's one overtaking me in a horse box and I'm just closing up on this black car, so I'm going to have to back it off and let this Volvo horse box pass me. Again, a meanderer here in lane 1. Horse box is a left hooker. I'm going to put a signal on there because I want past this meanderer in lane 1. There are horses in the back of this horse box too. Come on man, there's a Peugeot pissing about now in lane 2. Get over in lane 3, you pillock. They see signal on and they start, once you start trying to pull out, they start trying to overtake you. And you've had your signal on for long enough and lane 3 was clear. And when they realise, oh, he's coming across, they panic. All because of a meanderer in lane 1. probably frightened of doing over 53 miles per hour. Now I'm mindful because I'm burning back down on horse box and Meander's still stuck inside of me in lane 1. We are descending, so it's easy to start picking up speed and rocketing on. I can't now, I'm stuck now, I'm in a catch-22. I can't come back in and drop back 2 miles an hour because Meander's still sat at the side of me. I want to try and get past Meander fully, and then I'll just drop back in. I'm not going to pass this horse box, I haven't got enough momentum. So I'm going to put my signal on down. Meander's seen me and he's dropping back a bit. Right, I'm in. I'll come back in and I'll just drop it off 1 mile an hour, 2 miles an hour. Make that 1 mile an hour. Just so I've got a gap between me and this horse box now. Still a lovely day. We're not missing far off Warwick services now. We're pulling in, we'll set it out and I'll get back straight back on it again. Shaddly, addly, addly, boo, stinging rock and swine and stew. We'll have gone above an hour because I set off on a full 4.5 hours and we've now got 3 hours 18 minutes, so we'll have done above an hour on this video, so it'll be long enough for you. Warwick services is approaching shortly. Excuse me. Hope you've enjoyed it anyway. I know I've rambled on and had a bit of a rant. Well, I wouldn't say a rant, I'd say I'm just giving my opinion, you know what I mean? But I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm sure 1 or 2 people might get upset about it. It's not my intentions to cause bother, but I'm just giving my opinion. Everybody else seems to think they're entitled to have opinions on my videos, so why shouldn't I have an opinion on truck vlogging in general? Do you know what I mean? Well, again, opinions are like arseholes, mate, aren't they? We all have one, that's just mine. Some of you may think I am the arsehole, but hey, there you go. It is what it is, isn't it? Sign for Warwick, Stratford and Coventry. Heavy traffic coming down this slip road. Mirrors. Mirrors. These two should be the last mirrors. There is cars now coming behind here. Mirrors. Cars overtaking me. I'm committed. We should get out before these two now. What's coming behind us? 6 miles from Warwick services. Again, I've got a Meanderer, 2 in front, up the horse box's arse, up the Revolution. This electric bobcat's just pulled in front of us here, see it? They called a Tesla. This looks like an electric bobcat, doesn't it? So these are all coming off, so we shan't worry about them now. It's an old car, this, isn't it? It's a TR7 or something. Don't see many of them about. steady away now. The motorways are not a problem. The motorways are the safest places in the world. It's just lunatics sat behind the wheel of cars. Wagons, vans, motorbikes, horse-drawn carriages, lawnmowers, you name it. You get a lunatic sat behind driving bloody thing, it causes problems. It's not the road itself what's the problem. It amazes me when people say, oh, this is a notorious dangerous stretch of road, this. It's not, it's just the dickheads what's driving on it. Idiots driving on it what cause the problems. Not the road itself. The road itself's fine. It's just people what go around corners too fast and cause accidents. That's the problem. Not the road, or notorious this dangerous stretch of road. Well, fucking slow down then, it's not rocket science. Do you know what I mean? Drive it properly and you won't have any issues. But then again, everybody has to drive properly to not have any issues. Hey, I'm not perfect, I'm not. Far from it. Mirrors, just mindful. Slip road. One coming down, but it's no issue to us. We're going to get out. We're going to get past before it comes on. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. You show me one person that is, and I'll show you a liar. Or one person that says they are, and I'll show you a liar. Pants on fire. This thing keeps going off for me lane departure warning again. It's a sensor issue, I think. Nothing I can do about it. It's a daft, innit? I'll get it looked at this week. I'll get it sorted. There's nothing I can do about it on a Sunday evening now at 5:30. Just mirrors mindful. There's one hazards on, broken down here on her shoulder. GXO. Just approaching Warwick services now, and I'll pull in and I'll set her out in. Not even going to back into a bay, and I'm just going to pull over once we get into the service and stop this video. So just approaching the 300 yards, in between 3 and 2, signals on. Mirrors, mirrors, mirrors. Just come off the gas, mirrors. This is Warwick services. Mirrors. Just coming over now, just start backing him off because he goes around a nice little cheeky left-hander into Forest Park. Mirrors. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll probably publish this later on when I get parked up, or I might upload it tomorrow morning, I don't know yet. I'm going to swiftly set her out, and then I'm going to get cracking straight back on. Oh, there's quite a few bays empty actually. I'm not hanging about here, I'm going to get straight back on. Oh Christ, there's more craters than bloody surface of the moon on here. They're in terrible state, these. They get some heavy traffic on them though, these motorway services and HGV parking bits, but they're shite like. So mirrors, just mindful now, because there's a coach in here and there's loads of people getting off it. So mirrors. Ow, you buggerooner. Right, I have been your old mate Borothea once again. You, my friend, have been beautiful. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
At the end of the road,
I'm not ranting and raving and going on about trucks. Shut up with that bloody thingy there. I don't mean to be ranting and whatnot and going on about truck vloggers. My old potential big mate Luke C, I wasn't having a go at you, pal. If I do see you out and about, the chances are we might bump into one another because, you know, we're both trampers all over the UK. If I do ever see you, I'll buy you a coffee and we'll have a crack and shake hands and whatnot. But yeah, there you go. Right, I've been your old mate Borothea, as I've said for the 300th time. And once again, you, my friend, have been beautiful. Thanks very much for watching. Join me on the next one. Ta-ra.